Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Females Thriving Over 30 podcast. Today, we have our little Jasmine not feeling great, but as good millennials that we are, we show up, we might be dying, it might be like a snowstorm, we're there. So, how are you feeling today, Jasmine?
I have my Lucozade original. Did you ever have this when you were ill when you were younger? Like this is always like what my mum
No.
used to buy when I was sick.
Yeah.
So it's like my go-to when
Yeah.
I'm feeling
Yeah.
ill.
In Spain, we don't have Lucozade. We have a
Oh, don't
similar
you?
thing, and it's called
Ah.
Aquarius.
Oh, okay. Was
Mhm.
it known to be good when you're sick?
Yes, like it's what you
Ah,
have when you're sick. Yeah, like
yeah,
it has
yeah.
electrolytes and stuff.
Yeah, so I don't really know. Like I don't think this is it's just sugar, I think mainly. I don't think it's anything really that but like the habits from when you were young, like my mum
Yes,
always used to buy it. So I actually messaged you this morning, didn't I? I was out to get supplies,
good.
which was basically snacks, big
Yeah,
bag of
of course.
Doritos. Lucozade. I did get like chest sweets, like cough
Uh-huh.
sweet, chest sweet things, and what was that? A pizza to eat for my lunch. Just the like comfort
Yeah,
foods and
yeah,
stuff. But other than that, I'm good.
yeah.
I felt I was yesterday. We should have been recording this
Mm,
yesterday, but I had a migraine, so that didn't happen.
yeah.
But I'm here fighting fit to
Yeah.
get through it. And we've got an exciting topic, so
Yes.
I'm looking
Yes.
forward to
Yeah.
it.
You know what I
How's your
did?
week?
Good. It's been good. I was just gonna say, like, you were talking about snacks, and it's been like I usually when I go shopping for the week. We just do like
Mhm,
kind of like weekly shoppings
mhm,
because otherwise I buy things, I forget they're there, and then we need to throw it away, and it's a waste.
mhm.
And 2 weeks already that I've been wanting to get popcorn, and the
Oh,
popcorn that I usually buy
mhm.
now available. I always buy the Tesco brand popcorn that already come in a bag.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, "Ugh, they're not there." So I got Oliver to go yesterday. Obviously, they were
Mhm.
not available, and he got me the proper corn ones,
Oh, yeah,
which is the ones that I used to have before I tried to venture to Tesco and go for the
yeah.
cheaper option. And I had them today, and I was like, ugh, like they're so I don't
Really?
know. Yeah, I was like they're chewy, they're weird. I was like, I cannot believe that. I'm like, yeah, Tesco, Tesco.
You've become a popcorn snob.
Yeah.
Although for the Tesco own brands, that doesn't really.
Yeah, but you
It's
know
not what
what?
you'd
Like,
expect. Yeah.
but because they are the closest to what will be like cinema popcorn. Cinema
Yeah,
popcorn,
yeah,
they have like they're saltier,
yeah.
right? They have that. They are the closest to that. Like they have
Mhm.
more salt. Like the proper corn, obviously, they are supposed to be healthier,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're like this.
yeah.
I was just like, "Ugh, this is plastic, terrible."
Recently, we started getting the ones that you put in the microwave, like the bags that pop, like the
Yeah,
actual thing. And then now I'm struggling to go back because it's like warm. Like when you, but I have to eat it like immediately. I feel like if it cools down, then the actual packet's just nicer. But if you have it like warm straight out of the microwave,
yeah,
then that's nice.
yeah. You know what? Like I bought those before I ended up
Mhm.
venturing to a Tesco brand. And literally, I don't know if it's my microwave. Like there was not even is too much or too little. There is not like
Oh,
the exact one in there. So it was just like
mhm.
I'm just wasting half of the popcorn here.
Yes, yes. I had the same problem, and I left it too long once, and it all got burnt, and then
Burn
it
like
was
all
rubbish.
black.
So I always get it out now early, but then there is loads of corn that's not
Yeah.
popped, which
And
is
then I'm
sad.
like,
Yeah,
oh, should we just do them on the hob? Just put them in a
yeah.
like hob and just do it there. Obviously, it's gonna be cheaper and everything like that. But I'm like, oh, I'm so lazy.
That is a
Too
lot of
much
effort.
effort.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Too
When you're
much.
trying to have like a movie night, you don't want to be doing this
Yeah.
sort of
No.
preparation. You just
I'll
want
just
to
go
get
like
open it, eat it, or stick it in the microwave. Yeah, that's
exactly.
the extent of my effort
Yeah.
as well.
Because I mean, sometimes, like from time to time, I have well, it's not really like, like, have you ever watched the TV show Scandal?
Mm, Not sure.
Well, I call it the Olivia Pope diet because she had for dinner just popcorn and then a glass of
Oh.
wine. I don't drink, but I would just have just popcorn sometimes.
I'm trying to think if I've seen that or not. Maybe. But I'm really bad for like snacks for
Yeah.
meals as well. I would much rather eat snacks
Oh, yeah, me too.
than actual meals.
Me too.
Yeah, if I could.
Totally.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could as well. Like,
I have to be
you see, we're the
reminded to
same.
like eat a proper food. Yeah, it's a good job I've got a husband because my
Yeah.
diet would not be great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bread or like just some bread. If I'm lucky, bread dipped in camembert cheese or
Yeah.
something. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So no, my week has been good. I've been struggling a little bit like last week and this week. So like for my endometriosis, I'm on
Mm,
continuous birth control.
yeah,
Obviously, because I'm on continuous birth control, I don't have my period. But
right.
then like it happened to me the previous time before my last IVF cycle
Uh-huh.
that suddenly then you start bleeding out of the blue.
Yeah.
So I guess like
Hmm.
your hormones are regulating. I guess if you're not having your period, there is like something that it gets stuck in there that needs to come out somehow.
Right.
You know? But
Hmm.
it's so annoying because
Yeah.
I am like
Yeah.
happy. You don't feel any pain or anything, and it goes like boom, and then you're like, oh, everything hurts,
Oh,
and then you're
yeah.
fine again, and you're like, okay, perfect, it's gone, and then 3 days
Yeah.
later it happens again, and it's like,
No.
hello,
It sounds nice to not have one, but then not really if you're just getting like random,
yeah. I mean,
unexpected ones, one after the other.
yeah. I mean, I had a good 3 month run of no
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe
I,
see in every it says in a 3 month period,
yeah. Yeah.
and then the next 3 months I'll be fine, and then again.
I feel like I was getting really good with kind of knowing when mine was going to be each month, and then obviously because months are different lengths and
Yeah.
everything, it's like slowly moves back through them.
Mhm.
It's so annoying. Like I
Yeah.
wish I just knew when it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because whenever I'm booking holidays and stuff, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
really rather not
You don't
be on
track
my.
it with an app or anything.
No, I don't. Don't do anything. I
You
know
have because
I'm an absolute misery the day before, so I know it's coming.
you know.
Because I'm literally laid then, I'm like, life is hard, life is terrible. And everything, I'm like crying at everything. And I'm like me and my husband both know. Like sometimes he's like, you're on your period tomorrow, aren't you? I'm like, I didn't
Maybe.
know, but yeah, I think I am.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No, because I was just gonna say like you have my Fitness Pal. Doesn't that
Oh
also
yeah.
because I just feel like now every single health app has a way to track it
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah,
So maybe you can
yeah.
add just because like it kind of like predicts. So if you
Oh,
do it like 3 months in a row, it more or less predicts, and then it will be easy for you to more or less for your
yes.
holidays.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't
Because
always get in
I
touch.
booked a holiday for this year, and at the time, my period was landing in that
Mm.
time, and I booked it, and then I was like, "Damn!" Like afterwards, I was like, "Oh my God, why did I not think about that?"
Yeah.
But then it's slowly been creeping forward. So I'm like, "Yes, keep going,
Keep
keep
going.
going," because I'm trying to make sure I'm not going to be on it. But obviously, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
Um, which you mean you work around it, but I would really rather not be.
Yeah. Like I mean before um I got my endometriosis, like properly creeping up
Hmm.
my endometriosis. I didn't really mind, because I was not really much in pain. I would usually take like an anti-inflammatory and I was fine.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, since the endometriosis, I was like, don't get me to
yeah.
do anything around those days because I'm gonna be
Yeah, yeah.
miserable. Like it was like one trip that I did with my sister-in-law and my nephew to Tenerife, and it was the last day that I was like so miserable, so sick, horrible that I
Oh,
missed
yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
holiday
yeah.
until we had to go to the airport. Like they were like in the pool and stuff, and I was like in the bedroom and in the bathroom. I was like that thingy that you sent me the other day, in the deathbed.
But it's so true, isn't it? I mean, even if it doesn't end up being like, if you haven't got endometriosis and you're
Mm.
not in that much pain, it's still just, and it's like you can't
It's incomplete.
enjoy yourself. It's like something that's in the back of your mind that you've got to sort and just, yeah. So,
Yeah, because you need like If you're gonna be in the swimming pool or whatever, you need to put a tampon,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
You need to
yeah.
think about like, oh, I need to change tampons. And sometimes
Yeah,
those
yeah.
bathrooms, they're not the cleanest.
Yes, like if you're at a beach or something, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, not ideal, not ideal. Anyway, today we're gonna be talking about something that we've wanted to talk about since it first came out. But obviously we had other things planned in between, so we couldn't, but it's finally here.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna put now the song intro to see if everybody knows what we're talking about. You wanna be on top? Wanna be on top? So, America's Next Top Model documentary. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I was not prepared. I was
Wait,
not
me neither.
prepared for this. So we've both watched it and made notes, but we haven't discussed anything yet.
Yeah.
But I just, yeah, like I used to love this program.
Mhm.
And I don't like, I think obviously the time's different and
Yes,
and
of
all
course.
of that. So at the time I didn't think much of it, but looking back at it, I think I'm just shocked. So many things, and I don't remember a lot of this. I
Me
was
neither.
like, what?
Me neither. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
watching and I was like, I do not remember this. I do not
yeah,
remember this. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I do remember, I think like the most memory that I have is kind of like the All Stars, the British invasion. Like, I think the
uh-huh,
more recent ones,
yeah,
not the older ones. And I think this documentary concentrated a lot on those ones.
yeah, it did. I feel like there was one, like when it was going through, I feel like it started with like the oldest, and then there was one where I saw all the girls and I thought like,
You
I
recognize them.
remember these girls.
Hmm.
And I think I probably watched them all, but I guess I just don't remember a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that it was like Tyra who actually came up with the
Oh,
idea and
really?
pitched the idea. I didn't know that. Like,
Ah.
I knew obviously she was the host and a big part of the program, but I didn't realize it was her creation until I watched the documentary. And I actually thought like her reason behind it was good initially, right?
Yeah, but you know, like they explain, right? The reason
Mhm.
why Tyra created this is kind of like to open the world of modeling, showing what it is all about, but also to give
Mhm.
opportunities to
Yeah.
women that were
Mhm.
not the standard looks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then you
Which was a
just
great
see
idea. And then
that they literally pick apart every single girl and they only
yeah.
look for the girls that are right now. So it's kind of like, well, your idea kind of like went off the window. So
Yeah.
why do you even present that in your first season about it if you know that the directions that
Yeah.
they've given you is
Mhm.
no chance?
Yeah.
You need to
Yeah.
choose someone that is like stick thin.
Yeah, yeah. And I felt like it only got worse over the time. Like it showed, I feel like there was a couple, they said, I think they said in the first one, one of the producers or something didn't want a particular girl to get in, but
Oh
Tyra
yeah,
was really
the Latino
fighting for
girl.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like for more, Tyra was fighting for that diversity at the
Hmm.
beginning, according to what was said in the
Yeah,
documentary,
of
which
course.
then I thought like, that's great that the idea behind the whole thing was
Hmm.
great. But
Yeah.
then it felt like after basically that first little bit, it
Yeah.
was just like, I'll do whatever it takes for the show to be successful, which meant just
Yeah.
adapting to whatever everyone else wanted, which seemed to be your stereotypical
Yeah. Which
model. And it's got progressively worse.
yeah, which is kind of like, as you said, like defeating the purpose of why you created the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah.
Because yes, it's TV. We know this.
Mhm.
They are going to like you're gonna give certain control to the people that are
Mm,
paying the big bucks,
yeah,
right? Because obviously they need to make sure that the people watch the show.
yeah.
That gives the audience like big audience to be able to get a return in their investment.
Mhm.
But as soon as they tell you those type of things, why do you keep being complicit,
Yeah, yeah,
agreeing
yeah,
to those things? And
yeah,
then kind of like washing your hands and just put it on to it was the network that asked me to do this.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you
You
made the
can say
decision
no.
to go ahead with it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know. Well, we have so many. I have so many notes. Like,
yeah. Me too.
well, you cannot really see
one,
this together.
one of my first notes is the bikini waxes on the TV?
I
Exclamation mark, question mark.
I don't even remember that.
I don't remember that at all. And I'm like,
Uh,
what? If somebody told me we're going to give you a full bikini wax and film it, like
yeah,
have a what? Like, I mean, we're going to get on to even worse
yeah.
invasions of
I
people's
mean, to be
privacy
honest, like
later, but
I did not see that too bad. Again, I don't know if it's just because like in Spain we're different and the way that we're like I've come to realize that in Spain we're like very different to what people here in the UK are. Like we go to if you go to a steam room, you're not wearing clothes. You know, that's like
everybody's
if you go to
naked,
Poland,
right?
you're not wearing
Okay,
clothes.
yeah, yeah,
Here,
yeah.
if you're not wearing
Yeah, we
clothes,
can be
oh
a
my
bit
god, like you are
prudish.
arrested.
Yeah.
You know. So to me, the bikini wax part was not like too bad because I was like, oh yeah, like it kind of like shows me that it prepares me for what it is if I'm gonna have a bikini wax, right? It looks like it's gonna hurt, and then you go into your appointment like shitting yourself about it, and you're like, well, this
Yeah.
was not that bad.
Oh, that's what you thought when no, I think it's as bad as you think it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
I don't know. I've never thought it was that bad. Maybe I have high pain threshold. That's why like it took me longer to figure out about my endometriosis.
But yeah, just TV was just so different back then. You know, it just made me think of like Simple Life with like
Oh yeah.
Paris
Uh-huh.
Hilton and stuff, and they really showed everything, right? It was
Mhm.
reality TV back then was actually real life people being themselves and
Yeah.
being filmed, whereas I feel like now people are playing characters, like people portray themselves how they want to be seen. Whereas back then, I feel like people were just actually living and being filmed. It was
Yeah.
more organic,
Because
maybe.
we've talked about this in an episode in the past, right? Like people now have cracked the code. They
Mhm.
know what is going to work and they
Mhm.
know what people are going to like and what people are going to criticize. So
Mhm.
very few people are really of
Mastery allows creators to anticipate
what
audience
is this?
reactions and refine their work before it ever hits the public. Would you like me to analyze a specific project you're working on for potential feedback?
No, what are you talking about? What is this?
Typical millennial
It's not
pressing
even
buttons
like
they didn't know existed.
it's AI, like coming, but has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about. So what? Like, what the hell? Am I being hacked? I don't know. Hey, what was I saying? Oh yeah, that people are not really
Oh,
authentic anymore,
yeah.
and I think that's why maybe the Kardashians got like such a good run because they are
Mhm.
quite authentic,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Like what we saw, I think, like when we were watching what they were talking about the first seasons, that of course I
Mhm.
don't remember. I think we were very young, so maybe that's why we
Yeah.
don't remember. But but yeah, I was just looking at it and I'm like, yeah, this looks very like the reality TV at the beginning because like the first season they're in a hotel room, they're like cramped in a really tiny
Yeah. Yeah.
bathroom. It doesn't look glam whatsoever. It
Yeah,
literally
it's
looks
not
like
staged. It's
no,
just
no, it's
like
staged at
it is
all.
what it is.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think that was
Yeah.
quite refreshing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
Mhm.
not the mansion that they had in there,
Yeah.
um but yeah, like, you know, one thing that kind of shocked me was this, I don't remember which cycle was it, where there was only one, I think maybe the second or third, like there was only one girl of color in the
Mhm.
whole competition, right? And she was a lesbian,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Also like the
I
first
remember
one that
this.
she's a lesbian, um she's dark skinned and they give her the ugly black woman edit and they
Mhm.
make her kind of like show to everybody on cameras that she likes girls and
Yeah.
always editing the parts where she looks angry and then making her
Mhm.
angry as well on the
Mhm.
panels.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking like here is when the reality TV that we see nowadays started.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
that's
they
when they
started to
started
like put
editing
people into
people.
characters. Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you don't notice like and the thing is like you don't notice this when you're watching. And I
Yeah.
was like, so wow, we are so easily influenced by these things
Mhm.
because they are doing it in a way that we don't see that they are doing it.
Yeah. 100%. And I think this is the one I wrote on here about someone getting treated so badly on season 1 and it was so sad. So I'm wondering whether that was what I was referring to when I wrote that down. Because yeah, I feel like whenever it's one of those things where it's like they portray a certain thing on camera as well, and then do they really care about the girls off camera? Because I remember I don't know if it was the same girl, but she made a comment that she tried to speak to Tyra, thinking that Tyra would be like understanding
Yeah.
of her position and everything, and then Tyra said something about her turning up to shoots with her skin being ashy or something like that,
Yeah.
and just like basically shamed her more.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah. And I thought, like, God, just the way some of them, like, there's multiple examples from the documentary. We probably should have said there's going to be a lot of spoilers in here, so if you want to watch the documentary, watch it first. But there's multiple times where I just thought they were just treated so badly, and I think sadly, I think the world is like this, and it's still like this in some areas where people are in it for themselves, and they might pretend to care and not really care and or have your best interests at heart, or they're too caught up in their own stuff to actually acknowledge or think about how they're treating you. But I think she was one, and then the woman where they filmed her cheating on her boyfriend. My God.
Oh my God, that was.
Why did they even film all of that? That was so bizarre.
I mean, why nobody stopped it? That's my
Yeah.
first question. I mean, I get it. Like, there is certain things that you will film, you don't know where that's going to go. I mean, it's consensual at the beginning. But then at some point, you have all of that on camera. You see that she's passed out. You need to stop that.
Yeah. Or even like, I mean, I guess they'd see it as, oh, it was good TV when it started happening, but you would think that I personally am under the belief that in any of these types of programs, there should be a cut-off point where the producers and stuff are just like, okay, this isn't what this show is about. We're going to cut that there. If you two want to meet up and date in your own free time or whatever, feel free. But I think as soon as it's gone out of modelling and into something else, I feel like in the model house with them, it should have just been.
You know what? I thought about that when there's like, oh, we just came back from doing all of these shoots, and then they said like, oh, wouldn't be a good everybody? Oh, would be a great idea for you to then meet the guys because they've been so nice to you and just have dinner and stuff. And I was thinking like, why?
Yeah, for what reason?
Why do we want
Yeah.
to do this, right? And then I was wondering like, oh, are they trying to show us what happens behind the scenes in this type of situation in terms of, models and then blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, they're having fun. I was like, but is this really entertaining? Because I think everybody that is going to be watching this, they just want to watch it for the challenges and see
Is that what it's about? It should have been stopped.
And then I was thinking, are they just trying to bring other type of audience to watch it? Because now obviously it was mostly the girls and the gays watching this. Do they want men watching this so they have more audience? So the way to do it is to kind of like put sex sells, right? Let's put that on screen.
Yeah, I just think like this is where I think this is what I mean by like the whole thing. It became just a reality TV show, as we know a lot of reality TV shows now. It's like we've talked before about Selling Sunset. First season of Selling Sunset, it was so about the houses. Like we saw so much of the houses. We saw so much of what they do for work and the deals and all of that. Like the latest season, you barely see a house. Like
it's a drama.
Really taking them. It just becomes about the people and and I feel like it's similar with this. It like started off being about inspiring people into modeling and stuff. And then they say in the documentary, don't they, like as soon as people started to like the program, whenever they did like a challenge that was a bit unusual or whatever, they said like the audience loved it, like this is what you liked, so we had to do more and give you more of that and push it more.
It's I mean, we are the problem in a way as well, right? Because if we were not consuming this type of programs, they wouldn't be doing them. But Also, there were very questionable things. Like, to me, the fact that they saw her passed out and they did
Yeah, yeah,
nothing
yeah.
is already too much, You've
Oh,
already got your
100%.
footage for something else. You've already got them kissing and in bed. You
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
cut
Yeah,
to
so
it
they
like
could have
that's it.
ended it.
And then finish it and then tell the guy, like, like, this is too much. This is
Yeah,
going to assault now. You need to
yeah,
leave.
yeah.
But then on top of that, the next day, making her call the boyfriend and
Oh,
film it.
yeah,
What is the need to do
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. And this is where, I mean, sadly, I think a lot of these things become more about like the success of the show and
Yes.
the, I mean, they didn't care about any of these
No,
people. Like I think
not
that's
at
quite
all.
obvious through a lot of it. And it was more it's almost like the people are like pawns in the game of getting
Mhm.
the show as successful. And I think they like as they can, I think they just lost complete sight of what the whole
Yeah.
thing was supposed to be in the first place. And like I think the intention was probably good when the show was an idea of like nurturing talent, and they
Hmm.
do say they helped some girls behind the scenes with their modeling
Yeah.
work and stuff like that, which is great. And if it was only about that, then fine, and about diversifying the thing and stuff. But it clearly became like that the girls were just like a actor
Yeah, like a prop.
in the in the show,
Yeah.
and to them I feel it seems like any TV was good TV, like any
Yeah.
drama, and they didn't really care about the consequences of it.
But to me, it's so sad because she was literally leading every single
Mm,
one of the challenges. She was
yeah,
clearly
yeah,
one of the top two in
yeah,
that,
yeah.
right?
Mhm,
If you know that this girl has that potential,
mhm.
why are you letting it go that way?
Yeah,
That you
yeah,
know that that's going to
yeah,
affect her and it's just going to bring her down for the rest of the competition,
yeah.
you know? And then
Mhm.
seeing her, she was working at Costco or Walgreens or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Mhm, mhm,
She left that to go into American Next Top Model. She was doing great. She had a
mhm.
great future. And then you destroy her. And then she's been working in Walgreens ever since.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you can just see
yeah,
that the modeling side of her was gone because it was too much
yeah,
for
yeah,
her. And then
yeah.
they ask to Tyra, "Do you remember Shandy's stories?" "Oh, no, I don't remember. I don't know." And then they're telling her about this, what happened. She's like, "Oh, well, I don't have any control over production. I'm not in the
Mhm.
production part of things." But then in the beginning of the documentary, you're saying like you're always in the production seat and you're just
Yeah,
doing all of these things. And then there is
yeah,
a clip of her in the Tyra show where she brings all of them and again shames her again for
yeah,
that and says like,
yeah,
"Yeah,
yeah,
because I was in the editing room and I saw absolutely everything." So,
yeah,
excuse me? Were you
yeah,
there or weren't you there?
yeah.
I think you were. I think you were very conscious about what you were doing. And
Mhm.
I think you ruined this girl's life just for
Yeah.
views
Yeah,
and
and I
money in your
think
pocket.
yeah, and this is the sad thing is the amount of times some of these things could have been caught. Like it was bad enough that they let it happen
Yeah.
and filmed it, and then they made the decision to keep it in the edit.
Yeah.
Like they say, oh, there's a lot of stuff we cut out, and it's like,
Well,
well,
thank God.
what on
What
earth
did you
did you
cut
cut
out?
out then? What did you cut out? What
Yeah.
more was there for you to cut
Just
out
you
of
need him
that?
leaving. That's it. Because the rest is all there.
Yeah, so it's like it's always sad to me when it's gone through so many things, gone through so many steps where somebody could have, like it was, none of it should have happened, and regardless of what the situation was between the man and the woman or whatever, it shouldn't have been allowed to even start or happen in the first place, in
No.
my opinion. Like when they were basically staying on a film set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's not like they went off to a hotel
Yeah.
room that's got nothing to do with the TV show. It,
Mm.
it basically all happened on a film set. So as soon as anything started progressing, it should have been ended regardless of whether she
Absolutely.
was consenting or whatever. Like I just don't think it should have been allowed to happen or been filmed in the first
I mean,
place.
if she wanted to have sex with this guy,
Yeah,
whatever, she can do
yeah,
whatever she wants. You don't need
yeah,
to
yeah,
film it. But
yeah,
then if
yeah,
you're filming
yeah,
it, as soon as you see she's unresponsive,
yeah,
you
yeah,
stop
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
you know? And, one of the things that really bothered me about the documentary was how Tyra kept saying, like, I created this show just, like, to also help women not to go through
Mhm.
all of the hard that I had to go through and all of the difficulties and all of that. And I'm like, but you are not protecting them.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
are letting
yeah,
all of this happen just
yeah,
because it's going to be good for your pocket. So where is
yeah,
that
yeah,
protecting them and like letting them like get into this world in a more protected way
yeah.
and giving them visibility
Mhm.
when at the end of the day the only thing that that matters to you is the dollars.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, this is where I'm like, I think there was a shift. Like, obviously, I had no idea. I have no idea. I don't know whether the intention was always that pure, or whether the intention was that it was something great, career-wise
Mhm.
or monetary-wise, anyway, in the first place.
Hmm.
But I think like it's one of those typical examples of something like going to people's heads. You know, like when it's like it
Oh yeah,
became
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah, of
popular.
course.
It became popular and then it went to their heads and then all they thought about was like keeping the show going and
Yeah.
not losing the popularity for their own sake. And then they
Mhm.
lost sight of the other things, which should never be allowed to happen. And this is why I think you need like lots of
Mhm.
people with things like this. There needs to be lots of people involved, like a board of people
Yeah.
who are constantly checking in on even now, I think
Mhm.
with reality TV, you see so much like when I watch things like even Love is Blind or any kind
Mhm.
of show, the way the edits those people get,
Yeah.
or just even if they are actually just a terrible person, right, which
Yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
and that's shown on TV, it's still like it's damaging to
Yeah.
people. And
No, of
I think
course.
like
Yeah.
yeah, like I would never want my worst moments to be broadcast on the TV and to have like the whole internet
Yeah. I
criticizing
mean, I
me
think
and
it's
I
I mean,
just
I think in
think
a
it
way,
shouldn't happen.
the people that go into these places sign up for
Mm.
this happening,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I think there is a difference of you showing your personality if it's a really shit personality. I'm sorry. There is not much we can do about it. But another thing is like putting people in situations that they wouldn't be in the first
Mhm.
place and
Yeah.
letting things happen.
Yeah.
That's what I do not agree with.
Yeah, yeah.
You come to, I
Yeah.
mean, you come to a TV show and, like whatever things you say is going to probably be out there. So
Mhm.
if you don't want things to come out, don't
Yeah,
say it
yeah.
or act certain way. But
Yeah.
do not try to put people in situations where they are going to be in danger or they are going to
Mhm.
make a fool of
Yeah.
themselves or anything like that. Because, one of the things as well that I recall is one girl that she was saying, I was in the interview room for like 10 hours straight. They didn't give us any food.
Wow.
We were just there. They kept asking me questions. They kept asking me
Mhm.
questions. They kept pushing, pushing, pushing. And then there was at some point that she says a sentence. I don't know if I have this somewhere, but she says a sentence and then they use that sentence for something completely different, making it
Really?
look like she's complaining about something. And it's like, oh, you see, those are also the things that I don't like. The way that they
Yeah,
edit
yeah.
things to make it look like you said something that you didn't because it's out of context.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, did you find it?
No, no, no. I just
Okay.
keep looking and see if I could just find exactly the word that they said. But
One of the things I wrote down was the bloody teeth.
oh
The
yes,
teeth.
that's my next thing as well.
I wrote like medical procedures, the makeovers, the teeth were terrifying.
Mm,
And then the fact that one of the girls, they like basically forced her to remove the gap in her teeth, which can I say, like they should never like don't cast her for the show if that's what she looks
yeah,
like, if you don't
exactly.
think
Yeah,
that's how
agree,
she's supposed to look, and then demand that she changes her teeth.
agree.
That was just terrible in itself. But then what's worse is she made a gap in somebody's teeth bigger like a
The
few
next
seasons
season,
later. That's insane. That is literally
yeah. But
insane.
you know what? It's just one of those things that like it bothers me so much, and it literally shows me the change of Tyra and the, as you said, like feeling that she's more than anyone after a certain amount of seasons. In that season, she tells the girl, you need to close your gap because we have been told by some of these agencies that you're not going to get any work because of the gap. Okay, that could be potentially like a real comment, right? She's like, oh, she goes in really like, oh, I don't think I want to do it. She doesn't end up doing it. And then they shame her in front of everybody. Well, she didn't get her procedure done, so you're going to have to go.
Yeah.
You have to leave. If you're not following directions, you need to leave. So if you want to stay, you need to do it. And keep pushing and pushing and pushing in front of everybody until she agrees to actually stay because they put her in the bottom too.
Yeah, yeah.
She agrees to do this procedure. And she agrees because she wants this so much. And it's like, were you, Tyra, forced to do anything that you didn't want to? You were complaining about they were telling that your lips were too big. Did you get surgery to make them smaller?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You end up fighting for it and finding your place and finding maybe a designer or a brand that likes to work with people with bigger lips, like fuller lips. So
Yeah.
why are you making these girls have to go through all of this just
Yeah.
because you got feedback from 2
Yeah.
modeling agencies? 2
Yeah.
out of like,
Yeah.
how many are there in the world?
Yeah. Some of the things that they said to them generally were horrendous. I wrote Janice, whatever her name was. I put, oh my God, Janice was terrible, like the judge.
Oh,
There's
yes, I
that,
was
yeah,
freaking, I was like, "What? Oh my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
yes."
Like she kept saying that the girls were like huge and stuff, and
I
like
know.
in such a horrible way, and they were literally the tiniest human beings I've ever seen in my
Now
life.
we wonder why we get our body issues from Janice.
And honestly, like, there's like a certain girl in some of the photo shoots as well, and they keep going on about the fact that she needs to lose weight and stuff. And her
Yeah,
belly,
in
there was like
Africa, the
nothing
ones that go
there.
in Africa.
Yeah, there was like
Yes.
nothing there. And they're like making this really big deal. And I'm like, that is literally a normal woman's body. And I'm sorry, even if you're a model, there's going to be times of the month or
Yeah,
certain foods you eat that are going to
absolutely.
give you blow. Like that's
Yeah,
normal. Like that
yeah.
we all have inside.
I mean, like the fact that they body shame her and then they go to Africa and they give animals to everybody and then give her the elephant. Kind of like, you're
Yes, I
like,
forgot about that.
so
My
insulting.
God.
You are going to be the elephant. And
Yeah,
then, just so you know, we're going to point out how much editing we had to do in this photo to make it look
yeah,
good. Because, oh my God, we had to edit so much. It's so much
yeah,
work. It's so much money, girl.
yeah,
What photo back then was not edited somehow?
yeah.
And
And
now,
the thing is, like, you
what photo
saw her
is
at
not
the
edited
photo
now?
shoot. You saw her at the photo shoot as well. There's like nothing on her at all.
Yeah.
Like, and wasn't the whole program about diversifying
Mm-hmm.
models, and then
Yeah.
they criticizing the gap in somebody's teeth, the size of their body. They were criticizing people because of their ethnicity and
Yeah.
things that they can't change about their characteristics because of their ethnicity. And then they're saying it's about diversifying the model industry.
And you know what? What's the worst bit? At the very beginning, Tara said, like, they told me that I had a really big bum. So that's why I was
Yeah.
not getting cast in certain things. So now you're then putting, like, you're
Yeah.
putting pressure on this girl for this. But then on top of that, I believe that season was maybe 1 season or 2 after Tara gained that much weight. And then the paparazzi got her with the swimsuit in.
Yeah.
So you've lived through this. You've lived through
Yeah.
this type of
Yeah.
scrutiny and the
Yeah.
comments, and you know how that made you feel. And now
Yeah.
you're allowing that to happen to one of the
Mhm.
contestants?
Yeah.
Like, are we serious?
Yeah. I feel like I don't know how I watched this all when I was younger and survived, to be honest.
Well, I think it just created like
Yeah.
mental issues on our sides.
Yeah.
And that's why we
Yeah.
don't like ourselves that often. We're
Yeah.
working very hard to get there.
Yeah. Because there was that woman as well, they were saying she's got a wide ass or whatever, and she
Oh,
was just like,
yes.
didn't at all. And then she said in her interview, like, she's still
Yeah.
has issues with it and worries about it
I
now
mean,
because they made such a thing about it, and it's like,
those kind of comments will always haunt you when you are being told about this when you are like in your
yeah,
teens and in your early 20s, will
mhm,
always haunt you and they're always going to be there because they are,
yeah,
yeah, mortifying. But then if on
yeah,
top of that, that's being said on TV,
yeah, yeah,
and then
mhm,
people started commenting about it,
mhm,
and when they saw you on the street, will making comments about like, oh yeah, your white ass.
yeah,
Well, of course you're just going to be traumatized for the rest of your life.
yeah, yeah. And imagine nowadays if you had a wide ass, everyone would think it was great. Just
Uh,
shows how the beauty standards have changed. Like, the wide ass is a good thing, is it not?
yeah.
But back then, no.
Yeah. But you know what I like my next comment. Uh and I am loving this because I am seeing people now making fun of this on TikTok nonstop. And it's about like this girl whose mom, I believe, died out of a head
Oh
shotgun
my God,
in the head.
yes. And then they made her do a
Shotgun,
photo
how do you
shoot like
call it?
she'd been shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she'd
been
been
shot in the
shot.
head. And then she's made to do a photo shoot pretending that she's been shot in the head.
Yes.
And it's just like, that is crazy. But I am loving people now saying, like, because I told Tyra in my casting that my mom died in a snow blizzard, and everybody's like posing like that, or like posing with really weird stuff. Like, because I told Tyra that my mom fell from a ladder. Now they're like posing in a ladder.
I did see something about someone put one up about someone falling in the shower and it died in the and they were like in their shower cubicle. Yeah, like posing.
So I like
But yeah,
that
how
people are making fun of it,
horrendous.
but it's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, and the main thing I keep seeing, which I feel is just like the cherry on top of all of this, is the one where Tyra is shouting at like she like loses her shit and she's shouting like and I see keep seeing clips of that and it's just like that's just the
Yeah.
worst thing ever.
You know what? When I first saw it on like when it happened, when I first saw
Yeah,
it, I was thinking like, well, that to me is like is if my mom is telling me off because I've done something like,
yeah,
like I shouldn't have done, or I've
mhm,
messed up something that I've been working so hard for, and I felt it kind of like if it was like someone caring about you doing that.
mhm,
And then now you're seeing it back and you are like, obviously this is probably edited. I'm pretty sure there's so many things that were not said. And I think
mhm,
one of the Jays says that there, or Nigel, I think, said that there were things being said that he cannot even repeat because they were so horrible and they had to take out. So I'm just like, what did she say?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, I think it was like she tried to play it off like it was out of love that she shouted at her.
Yeah.
It seemed more to me like it was just somebody who, like, she was just pissing her off and she just lost her shit.
I
That's the
mean,
part I get from this.
in a way, like when you look at it though, she's just taking the piss reading the teleprompter. It's kind of like,
Yeah,
girl, come on, like seriously, make an effort. Like wake up,
yeah,
do your job, not just go like she literally reads two words and then gives up.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
would
yeah,
be pissed at her as well.
yeah,
Like, what the hell are you here for? Because we could
yeah,
have given your spot to someone else that actually wanted to work for this,
yeah,
and you're
yeah,
just
yeah,
not working for it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
in a way, I
yeah,
kind of like understood
yeah, yeah,
why Tyra was telling her off.
yeah,
Maybe not the way to say it. She could have said it in a better way, but I kind of like understood why she was pissed at her because
yeah, yeah,
honestly, girl,
yeah.
seriously.
I've seen a few videos of where there's people like just taking a mick out of the type of stuff that Tyra would say in the judging room. And she's like, "Do you know that when it goes up and down and round and side to side in the modeling industry, just like all this, just like random, just like this long, really long thing that
Yeah,
makes no sense."
no sense.
Just
Yeah,
like, you know what it was like for me? I was going side to side, up and down in this modeling industry and round, and nobody ever did this and that and whatever.
yeah,
And
and you get
so,
lost and you're like,
like,
okay, yeah, 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 whatever, whatever you
I
do.
keep seeing videos like that because it is like when it's funny because I used to think I used to be like, oh my God, Tyra when I used to
Yeah,
watch
me
it,
too.
and now she just like made no sense. Like she just wasn't
Yeah,
really saying a lot of anything most of the time.
yeah. I know. The one of the things as well that really caught my attention, and it's just not like, I don't know if it's something that was said during the documentary or something that I read later in some of the interviews that they did afterwards. But the fact that they say they did not choose the best photos for many girls.
Oh, yeah.
And that made me, the first that made me remember about that, the video that you sent me about the
Oh, yeah.
girl, you know. But then I was just like, how manipulative is.
Mhm.
Like, they get really good photos and you're choosing the wrong ones just because you don't want them to advance or you want them to give them
Mhm.
a hard time.
For entertainment value.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where it was like became like just a reality TV show and not a
Mm-hmm.
genuine competition, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it wasn't about who's the best model. It
Mm-mm.
was just like what fit the storylines
Yeah.
to, yeah.
Because like when you see the winner, sometimes it's like, I mean, they clearly chose you because they needed, like, you know, like the plus size girl, right?
Mhm.
I mean, she was like, all the girls
She was
there are
not plus
gorgeous.
size at all, was
Oh,
she?
she
She
was,
was,
yeah, of
yeah,
course not. She was not. But why did she win? Probably because they needed now that diversity. Now, oh, we have now a plus size one, and then we
mhm,
need this many black girls winning. We need this many girls with like whatever it is, and then we're gonna do the petite
mhm,
cycle, and then we're gonna do the tall cycle. You know, like, so it is
yeah,
weird
yeah,
how they were like, yeah, manipulating basically
yeah,
everything, and then girls were sometimes like placing there and they knew they were not gonna let them advance
yeah,
forward
yeah,
because they didn't have whatever it is that they were looking for that
yeah,
specific
yeah.
reason.
And I think that's the really sad part of this. I think like anything like this type of like TV shows and stuff like that, you have to really go in with your eyes wide open, and aware of the things going on behind the
Yeah.
scenes. Because sometimes things present themselves as good opportunities, and but I think you need to be so aware of that
Yeah.
because if you I mean, how many people? Although at the end of this, I really got the feeling that they're bringing it back.
I know. She said
Did
like,
you?
well, cycle 25, and I was like, is it a good idea?
I actually feel like they're bringing it back in some way, shape, or form. So if people
I don't
decide
know.
to do this, I feel like it's one of those things where, sadly, a lot of these things have multiple agendas.
Yeah.
So yes, it might be modeling competition for somebody to win the competition and get the prizes. Like one of the girls said that she did get a lot of the prizes. She didn't get all
Mhm.
the prizes, but she got some of them. However, I think you've got to always like look at everything from every angle. I'm not saying people should
Mm.
be negative, but I think you need to be well aware of people's other motivations for these
Yeah.
things. And I think you have to take, like if you were in a competition like that and you
Mm.
weren't to get through, I think you have to go
Mhm.
in knowing that you have to remember that that's probably not
Mhm.
just because of your performance, and it might be because of another agenda that they have.
Yeah.
Because I think the saddest part of this is that it's like probably damaged a lot of the women's like lives and confidence and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas they probably weren't even sent home because of their modelling ability. It's
No,
probably because they didn't have the best storyline or
probably.
whatever it might be.
And I feel it would have been different if social media was
Yeah,
there, like more present, just because I feel like the girls could have used this as a launch pad for
yeah,
their Instagram or
hmm,
influencer type of thing. It would
yeah,
have been probably much better. But one of the things that you were mentioning, like the girl that they made her close the gap. She ended
hmm,
up winning that season.
yeah,
And she tells the story about how she was literally for months in that model apartment without getting any booking, where all the girls, like I think it was like Chanel Iman was one of the roommates in there, and she was
hmm,
then getting bookings. And she asked, why is Danielle not getting bookings if we are like very, similar, like they clearly like these ebony
hmm,
queens,
hmm,
being in their shows and all of that. They were like, it's because she works, like she was at America's Next Top Model. So yeah, we have kind of like a deal with them that we'll sign her, but we're not sending her to any castings because they didn't like the show. They were just using this as well for promotion and like making a bigger name for themselves, like like these all of these modeling agencies. But then also designers, they didn't even want to work with them because
Hmm.
they felt like they were going to look at them more than at the clothes or at them
Yeah.
as designers, kind of
Hmm.
like it, like I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was so sad
Yeah. Yeah.
because then
Because
you win and you get nothing and you have no opportunities.
yeah. Yeah.
Literally, winning America's Next Top Model, actually being in America's Next Top Model, will hinder your career.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wonder whether now maybe it would be a bit different because I feel like, especially back then, it was models were probably seen a little bit differently, like about not drawing attention to the,
Mhm.
like now, a lot of the models that we see are also public figures,
Now you
celebrities,
need these type of people
influencers.
in your shows to make people
Yeah.
actually want to care about
Yeah.
your shows.
Yeah, which is a little bit different now. So, I mean, maybe it would have been different if it was to happen
Mhm.
now. But I think that back then as well, it seemed to be that they didn't take a lot of the girls from the competition seriously as serious working models because
Yeah.
they saw them as reality TV stars. And this goes
Yeah.
back to the point of the show became more of a reality TV show than a modeling competition. And I think even if they started it with the intention of it being a modeling competition, very quickly it became just reality TV.
Yeah.
And so, even just the way they were showing the girls, it went from looking for models at the beginning to getting them to wear meat on their
Oh
bodies
yeah.
to getting them to I
Giving
saw
the
us they
salad.
had and they had a no smoking one where they made all their teeth yellow and
Yes.
stuff. It did become a bit of a joke.
Mhm.
Instead of it being actually about having skills of a model, it literally
Mhm.
became about humiliating them by making them do
Yeah.
these really bizarre challenges. And then it just completely changes the perception people are going to have of those people when they've finished
Yeah.
the competition.
But like one of the things that I've always thought about in every single one of the challenges and the comments that they made, I always thought how unfair it is that you are making comments of you should have done this, or we would have to see more of. I think there was one about the seven sins and one was gluttony. It's we would
Mm.
have to
Yeah,
see whatever. And I'm did you really brief her? Because
yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure models don't just go and say just pose your gluttony.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure there is a brief of the photographer will tell you what type of
yeah,
photo they're
yeah,
looking for,
yeah, yeah,
and they guide you
yeah,
and they tell you do more of that or
yeah,
do more.
yeah, yeah. And would Tyra ever do that photo shoot ever in her life? Absolutely not. I think Tyra would be doing a photo shoot where
No,
she's being gluttony and she's shoving food in her mouth. That no one would. When have we
no,
ever seen that in just a fashion photo shoot? This is why they got. This is why they're struggling to get work because they're just getting into ridiculous
yeah,
things.
yeah,
Oh yeah, she wants to be a model, so of course she's not going to think I'm going to make myself look like I'm not going to just lay there eating food, especially when that was the one that they made her do gluttony and then they made her do the elephant. So
yes,
she knew in the back of her mind why, I
why,
think. So why would she then make herself have all food in her mouth and
yeah,
stuff, so they can laugh at her more?
yeah. I don't know.
Crazy.
There were very many
Hmm.
things that it's just
Yeah.
how didn't we see this?
Yeah.
Oh, and what about this girl that is? I think they are in when they were in Africa as well. That she's posing with three guys, and one
Oh,
of them is clearly
yeah.
horny for her and wants
Uh-huh.
her. And he's
Uh-huh.
touching her in a really inappropriate way in the shoot. And then she
Yeah.
stops the shoot and say wait, I am not comfortable with this. Can we do something about it? They tell her, shut up,
Yeah.
keep going and do your job. And then they go and choose a photo where she's
Yeah,
literally
touching
in
her.
front of him and it just looks like this, only the two of them.
Hmm.
How insane are you
Yeah.
to do this?
And then I have to say,
Allow that.
Tara's suggestion of saying, "I'll just make a bit of a joke of it and tell him to back out of his face." We're like, sorry, but that's the worst advice ever. Again, I know it's a different time, But like
But
if
still,
somebody's acting inappropriate, we shouldn't need to make it into a joke to not
exactly.
make it uncomfortable. To tell them she should be able to raise it as a proper issue like she did and get him
Exactly.
removed from the photo shoot if he can't be professional. Like it's not
Exactly.
her problem, it's his problem.
Exactly. And the thing is,
Seriously.
it brings us back to the same topic at the beginning.
Yeah.
If you didn't want these girls to go through all the hardest that you had to go through, knowing
Mhm.
that this happens in the industry,
Yeah. Make
knowing
it
the whole
different for them.
Epstein thing going
Yeah.
around and how Naomi Campbell is involved and all of these things that they're
Yeah.
talking about, you have seen this, you probably have lived this, you probably have had men in very inappropriate situations with you. Why
Mhm.
are you defending this type of behavior when I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you were not happy that that happened to you?
Yeah. And I
And
can't
defending
be
in
like
national television.
yeah, I can't see it happening nowadays. Like the fact that they all just complete. I mean, I'm sure it happens behind the scenes. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think on TV I could see it happening now because I think they would be
Yeah,
well aware of the outcry if that happened and someone
absolutely.
got ignored like that for trying to speak up. But what
Do
did they
you?
think? Like, what goes through their minds to think like, oh no, we think you should just carry on with that? Like, how hard would it have been to remove him? It would have been nothing. They could have just done the photo
Exactly.
shoot with her and the two other men.
I mean, exactly. You've already paid
Yeah.
him. He doesn't
Yeah,
care,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And then it makes me wonder, is the people in the network and the people that were involved in this friends with this type of people, like Epstein and all of
Yeah.
these people, and that's why they were like, no, we need to see, we like to see this. We just need to
Mhm.
keep this the same thing
Mhm.
like with everything else that happened.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And what we know about reality TV now as well is people are like pushed towards doing certain things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for all we know, he could have been told flirt with one of the models, try and get their number because it's a good storyline and good TV.
Yeah.
Like you don't know. This is the
Yeah.
thing. You just don't know what is being. It's like Love Island and all of that. People they say after they've been on the show that they're told, "Oh, why don't you go and have a conversation with this person about
Yeah.
this?" They're like pushed towards the kind of
Mhm.
narrative that the programs want to talk about. So it doesn't, especially when we were saying about the men coming for the dinner.
Yeah.
Like, where were they going with that? Like, what
Yeah.
were the men encouraged to do to make good
Yeah.
TV when they
Yeah.
came to, like,
Yeah.
it's scary.
And I want to talk about another topic that has nothing to do with the girls, but it's
Mhm.
also showing how manipulative everything is. And it's like
Mhm.
with when Jay Manuel decides that
Mhm.
he doesn't want to keep doing this because he's starting to feel uncomfortable with many of the challenges. He doesn't
Mhm.
feel like the
Mhm.
show is what it was showed to be. He tells Tyra, and then Tyra sent him that message saying like I'm very disappointed, and then she stops talking to him
Mhm.
altogether. They
Mhm.
basically told him like, oh no, you need to come back for another cycle. He stays, I don't know for how many. Tyra is not talking to him.
Yeah.
And then he's
Until they're on
there,
camera.
and he's there like, okay, I am now here because they told me if I don't do this, they are going to blacklist me from everywhere and I'm not going to
Mhm.
be able to work or have a livelihood. So I
Mhm.
much rather stay here and be paid a good amount of
Mhm.
money than having to go and work, I don't know, getting garbage
Mhm.
somewhere, you know?
Mhm.
How bad is that? That
Mhm.
she felt so entitled to be like, oh, we like, she writes him a message telling her like exactly the reasons why it has nothing to do with her. It's just like
Mhm.
complete
Yeah.
like we're going different paths now. I just don't want to be part of this anymore.
Mhm.
Because like one of your key elements of that
Mhm.
show, one of the key people that people watch the show for is going to leave and that can jeopardize your show. You tell him you're disappointed. You stop talking to him and then you kind of like blackmail him into coming back because otherwise you're just gonna say horrible things about him and you're gonna bet him
Mhm.
from everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's scary to me. Like I can't get. I'm just not somebody that can do this. So it's scary to me when I saw that they can. She could sit and not talk to him.
Yeah.
Then as soon as the cameras are rolling, she could pretend. She could just fake this whole.
They're
That's
so
scary
close.
to me because I just don't think I could ever do that. I would feel too uncomfortable. And now, like I never noticed any of this, but looking back now, you can see so many times where people were uncomfortable, or like I never knew any of the like arguments between the judges and stuff were real. I thought a lot of it was like
Made up.
yeah, or just like for like the fun of the thing. But you can see when they're talking about like one point when he says something to Janice as well, because he's not doesn't like the way she's been talking to Tyra.
Tyra.
You like see all of this stuff where you think like, oh my god, there was actually like a lot going on behind this, and a lot of that was like real reactions that were
Yeah.
happening. And then the same with this thing, actually, and you can see how uncomfortable Jay is, but I guess you wouldn't have ever picked up on it until you know the context.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he said like there was quite a few challenges, like when they changed their ethnicities and
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Although, yeah,
He's
and
like, I'm not comfortable with this because I am, mixed race.
and
I
when
just
you
don't like
when
this.
you played it back, you could
Yeah.
visibly see how uncomfortable he was having to say that they were doing it. And can you imagine being put in that position if it's something you know is wrong and you're going to be the one whose face and name is associated with it? That's scary.
Yeah. And like, it's kind of like when people are completely trapped in
Yeah,
jobs, right? And contracts and things, and you cannot get out, and you just need to
yeah, yeah,
do it
yeah,
because then what are you going to do
yeah,
otherwise, right? And then she goes and fires them,
yeah. But
even
they're
though she's like,
tired.
network made me do it.
Yeah,
I had to let them go.
yeah,
And then information has come out saying the network didn't say that. The network said, like, you need to shake things up in this next season to make sure that we get people
yeah,
to watch. And then
mhm,
she goes and decides to fire
yeah,
them.
yeah. But then they get rid of her, so
Yeah, but again, they have an agreement on how
yeah,
they're gonna all exit. It's gonna be a
yeah,
like
yeah,
a like a combined statement with
yeah, yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
She leaks it to page 6. Come on, what is the need to do that?
yeah,
What
yeah,
is the need?
yeah.
Why? Because you need people to watch and be
Mhm.
like, "Oh my god, they got
The
fired.
drama.
Now we need to watch what's happening." And then everything goes, "Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
goodbye."
yeah, yeah. Well, I completely forgot about like the program after. I did watch when it was Rita Ora, wasn't it, that
Oh,
took
I've
over.
never watched that one.
I'm sure I
I
watched
didn't
some of
even know
it.
it happened.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen it. I forgot that it existed. I kind of like I think I put it in my head as like another program because it wasn't
Mhm.
it wasn't the program as
Yeah.
we knew it to be. So I think I forgot that that even happened until they said, and then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like I thought Tyra was in it right until the end, and that was
I
that.
was like super surprised. I was like, "Wait, what?" Like I thought it finished in that cycle. I was like, "Rita Ora." Like,
But yeah, it's like yeah, but then that's wild to me that she had the idea for the program and that, and then they hacked her from something that was basically her. Not
well,
that I'm not that I'm saying we should give her any sympathy whatsoever, but you know what I mean. Like it was her a whole
yeah, but I
thing
guess
in the
like,
first place.
but I guess it's the same thing as when, as a company, right?
Yeah.
You still, I mean, obviously looking at ratings, it was not
Mhm.
doing well. But I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure also she had certain attitudes at some
Mhm.
point
Mhm.
that people were like, we are
Yeah.
not now. You are our employee.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You're doing whatever we tell you.
Yeah.
And don't
Yeah.
come and ask for certain things because you get what you get.
Yeah.
And they were like, we'll get someone that is going to cost us less money. That is going to be
Yeah.
a fresh face. That is just going to actually do what we ask and is going to follow instructions and is not going to
Yeah.
come with a diva attitude.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, it didn't work clearly, but it was
It,
already plummeting anyways.
yeah. I'm so intrigued to see if they're
Oh,
gonna bring something out of some sort.
I mean, I
It's
think it's
gonna
the
need an
only reason why she did the
overhaul. Like it's
documentary,
gonna
though.
need such an overhaul to make it actually relevant. And yeah,
I don't think she would have done the documentary otherwise.
you think that they are gonna do something?
Mm. Because
I
she's
yeah,
in there knowing like the questions that they're gonna ask her, knowing that she's not gonna be looking the best, just
mhm,
because she wants to do what she did when she left the Jays Go. She wants to create drama, so then there is this
yeah,
expectation of what's gonna happen with Cycle 25, and then everybody goes to watch.
yeah,
Because at the end
yeah,
of the day, ratings and audience is what is going to give her the money, apart from whatever she would pay to be on the documentary, of course.
I had the feeling as well, like I said to my husband, I felt like they brought this out because she said at the beginning, like lots of people started watching it over COVID because we all had time at home. And a lot of like the new generation watched it, and obviously they were horrified because we're going back and watching it and we're horrified.
Yeah.
But at the time we didn't think much of it because one, we were young, and two, it was just kind of it was normal. Sadly, it's sad to think it would, but that was normal. So I felt like, yeah, I said like the only reason to me that she would come on and address it and everything is it's almost like to cut the end of that and like try and wipe the slate clean, like, you know, be like, that's the end of that, so that they can do something else, you know, like, I don't know why she'd feel the need to clear it up or do anything unless she was paving way for something she wanted to do, right? Unless this was just a money-making thing in itself, but I do think there's something coming. Yeah.
She didn't take any accountability in this.
No.
So if something's coming, I'm curious to see what the format is going to be.
Yeah.
How is that going to look?
Yeah.
Because I guess people will watch the first few episodes and just obviously curiosity to see how is that gonna change. But I don't know, like, is there a place in today's society for a program about modeling? Is that what people like to see? Because I feel like unless there is a lot of drama, like it happens in Sunset.
I think if they're going to bring it back, it's going to be like influencer modeling and stuff. I don't think it's going to be traditional modeling as it was back
do
then.
a TikTok on this.
It will be. Yeah. I remember because they did do that, but was that maybe Britain's Next Top Model lasted longer, and I think it wasn't as, I don't remember them doing crazy challenges and stuff, but they did do like challenges with influencers where they did videos and stuff like that in Britain's Next Top Model, because I think it was ran longer than, unless maybe that was on the ones, America's Next Top Model, where it was Rita Ora and stuff. My memory's terrible, but they've definitely done things like that.
Probably the Rita Ora one, because that's closer to influencers nowadays. With the British one, we didn't have Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think we did.
It's still, not
or
sure.
if it was like just the photos, like influencers didn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. What was it called? Like America's Next Top Model.
Britain's Next Top Model.
British Next Top Model. America's Next Top Model Britain.
So a girl that I went to school with won Britain's Next Top Model, and I think she won the last season. There was. I don't know when it was though.
Season 18. Sophie Sumner? Is that the season?
No.
I'm just trying to see
Ivy.
what year was it? 2012.
Was that the latest Britain's Next Top Model?
No, this is the British Invasion, America's Next Top Model.
Oh no, just Britain's Next Top Model. It's a completely separate program.
Oh, okay, so it was not Tyra doing that.
No. Let's see when it was.
Okay.
This is what I mean. It was different. Like, it didn't have these wacky challenges and stuff. It was like it was the same premise. It was top completely. If you've never watched it, you're gonna have to watch them all. You got a lot of TV to watch.
Yeah. No, because I thought you meant the British invention and the invasion. I was like, I'm pretty sure we didn't have social media the way social media is now, you know, because in 2012.
Oh no, definitely not. No,
it
wasn't
YouTube.
that one.
So there was not TikTok. There might have been. No, there was not TikTok. I don't know.
So the last Britain's Next Top Model looks like it was 2017.
Okay, so then it was like
yeah.
TikTok was not even big until the pandemic. Videos on platform that was not YouTube was not a big thing.
Yeah, it might have been a YouTube thing.
Maybe a YouTube.
I can't remember. They did something, but they had to. It was something to do with an influencer, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Maybe a YouTuber or something. It wasn't like it wasn't something that was really like how we would do it now, I don't think. But there
Right.
was that element to it, I'm sure, in one of them I saw.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I guess we're gonna see now what comes of this. It was like it was a trip down memory lane,
It
but
was.
not in a nice sense, really. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what I expected to get from it. But it didn't like it's kind of sad because I have fond memories of watching America's Next Top
Yeah.
Model when I was young, and watching that back, it was just like all the worst of it. Like I
Yeah.
didn't feel like there was none of it where I was like, oh, like I remember what it was like. Oh, actually, this was
Yeah.
all pretty awful.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was gonna be more about like, I mean, yes, it was behind the scenes, but more behind the scenes with Tyra specifically, because I
Yeah.
know that there was like the winner of the All Stars. I think she was called Angelique or something like that. She got like removed from the title and given to this other girl called Lisa.
Right.
And during the pandemic, when all these people started like, obviously reviewing America's Next Top Model, she came
Mm-hmm.
out and started like doing a lot of videos about like her experience with
Right.
Tyra specifically and things that she made her do and all of that.
Right.
So I thought the documentary was going to be more centered about that, and
Mhm.
then Tyra kind of like taking accountability for some of these things. She didn't. I didn't expect it was going to be also so many other things that happen in the background in terms of like,
Yeah.
not selecting the photos, the things that happen with the judges, all of those. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, this has
Yeah.
layers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there was more to it than I don't know what I was expecting, but there was more to it. And I almost like, yeah, I don't know, like, I think because I didn't remember so much of it. I went into it thinking like, oh, this is just going to be like a reminder of things that I remember from
Hmm.
watching. And it was
Yeah,
like all new to me. Most of what
yeah,
I've seen, I was like, I don't remember any of this.
yeah,
But then maybe it's because like the age that I watched it and stuff, I wasn't interested in.
yeah. Well, I
Do you know,
mean, we
like they're not
didn't
the bits that I was probably even paying attention
exactly.
to. I was interested in watching the photo shoots and
Yeah,
the
because we
images and
wanted
stuff.
to be
Yeah, yeah,
models. We
yeah,
would do
yeah,
our photo shoots like, because obviously we didn't have phones that you could take a photo at any moment. We had like
yeah,
the digital cameras that now everybody's using,
yeah.
and our phones for photos were terrible. So obviously we were
Mhm.
just doing photo shoots ourselves in our bedrooms to pass the
Yeah, yeah,
time because there was no social media, no nothing. So
yeah.
obviously America's Next Top Model was a big thing because we wanted to do those photo shoots. We thought it was so cool to do a photo shoot in a salad bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one. I actually did like. I remember I was looking when they were showing them. I was thinking like, this is so bizarre. Like none of this is modeling. Like this isn't normal. But at the time, I remember like I guess we didn't know any difference. You just like
No. You're like, oh, I
it's
can do
oh
this.
yes
Like 100% I can do this. And next time I'm gonna post, I mean, to be honest, there were really cool tips like this smice or like make sure that you have an angle everywhere, So
yeah
I always remember those things. And you were like thinking like, oh, I can 100%. I can do this. Like they can throw me in the air, these people that are like these cheerleaders, and I can just like pose and be so gracious. And then you're trying to do those photos like jumping or walking, and you're like, it's so awkward. Whoa, I would have failed every single one of the challenges.
Oh my God, what we need to do is we need to do like when we get together in person, we need to try and like we need to find some of the most popular challenges and we need to try and do
And
them.
just do
We need
them.
to recreate them. That would be so good. I won't be able to do any of it, but it would be so entertaining
Yeah,
to try and do them.
it would be funny. Yeah.
We'll do salad bowl images.
Yeah, I can do it for us now.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's
Yeah, that
very
might be
clever.
easier than sourcing all the props. So yeah, well, I've loved talking about this has distracted me
I'm not.
from the fact that I don't feel great. So I'm pleased we had this episode this week. And it was like, yeah, it's so interesting to see it now from
Mm-hmm.
this perspective and
Yeah.
just like from this age and see all the differences. And shocking, like it's sad. A lot of the things is really sad. Because I feel like obviously at the time it doesn't when you're watching it, especially back then, I don't think you really obviously you knew they were real people, but I don't know. I think it's just different now because people have their own platforms to be able to talk and share their side of things. It's just a very
Exactly.
different world, and I think like we didn't know any of the stuff that was happening to
Yeah.
people
Because
behind the
they were
scenes.
NDAs, but they are now
Yeah.
expired.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like it's kind of sad. It's dampener on the program as we knew it, really. But yeah, let's see what's going to happen now. I'm interested to see if they're going to do something else, and to see if they do. Let's hope that they've actually learned from all these mistakes and that they do better by all the girls if they do something again. But yes, we shall see. But you know what? It's made me think we should go back and look at some of the things from when we were young and talk about them.
Okay. Yeah,
Even if
sounds
they haven't
good.
got documentaries, there's probably some of the things that we can go back and
Oh
look
yeah.
at from
Oh,
a
I have
fresh
an idea.
perspective. Yeah.
I'll tell you after so we don't
Okay.
spoil it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you all watched the documentary before this so we didn't spoil the whole thing for you. And do share your thoughts about the documentary. Once we've posted the episode, we'll put something on our story so you can share your thoughts or main things that you found from watching it. Because there's so much more than what we've even talked about. Like, I think I've got notes about other things that
Yeah.
happened as well. So we're
Yeah.
interested to hear what all of you think. Has it changed your perception of the programme from when we were young? And we shall speak to you all really soon. So good night or
Bye.
goodbye. Goodbye.